Hello, I'm Alex Pearson, and welcome to the Pet Health Unlocked podcast. We are excited to have you here. We actually have our first guest of the podcast, and we are exceptionally excited to have Kayleigh Doyle here, entrepreneur, business owner, customer, client of Thorn Vet, and her story is very awesome. I'm going to introduce her real fast. Kayleigh is the founder of the Organic Dog Shop, a trusted online resource for natural science-backed products that support true integrative dog health. Kayleigh launched the shop in 2023 after struggling to find clean, truly natural, and well-formulated products for her own rescue dog. Hank, who's an awesome dog, who was dealing with intense skin issues, allergies, gut issues, and chronic stress, with a background in functional nutrition and deep interest in how nutrients impact the body on a cellular level. She brings an exceptional level of research, ingredient scrutiny, and holistic thinking to everything she does. She lives in South Carolina with her husband, their dog Hank, and a growing community of loyal customers who appreciate her transparency, high standards, and science-backed approach to dog wellness. She has a passion for helping out pet parents feel educated, empowered, and truly supported in their dog's health journey. So let's welcome Kayleigh Doyle. Say hello, Kayleigh.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Yes, you were so welcome. We're excited, and especially about what we're going to be talking about. I think the intro speaks kind of what the topics are going to be today. As a business owner and someone that runs a supplement company for dogs and cats, Kayleigh has been a very interesting customer of ours to watch, especially for me personally. I remember when I met Kayleigh via email, over 2 years ago-ish, maybe 18 months?
Yeah, it would have been the beginning of 2023.
Yeah, and her story is quite remarkable, and it's been a pleasure for us to watch her growth. And we've tried to be the best part and the help we can, but we thought it would be pretty cool to have her on, not just for, customers of our own, but for people that are looking for good online retail stores, and how Kayleigh came about that. So the first question I'm going to ask you, even though it was kind of in the introduction a bit, in your own words, how did you find supplements? Tell us about your personal journey and wellness and health.
Yeah, so I've been into health and wellness really for as long as I can remember. I feel like it's been my whole life. I've always been the person who spends a Saturday night 5 hours deep in a PubMed rabbit hole. Like, I've just always been fascinated by herbal medicine, especially micronutrient therapy and nutritional biochemistry. To me, there's really something kind of so magical about how a single nutrient or a plant compound can just kind of spark change all the way down to the cellular level. So that's really what kind of led me to the functional and integrative health world, on the human side. And there I kind of experienced really firsthand how much the right support could really shift things health-wise, via myself, my husband, even my mom. I kind of helped us dig out of our own little health holes. Really just using food and lifestyle changes and targeted supplements. So that's really where I started, just really a deep passion and interest, just a real nerd, really.
Sure. And, the good thing about being a nerd, and it's fun being nerds, especially when you do go down those rabbit holes, one of the most difficult things for Thorn Vet, or I think any company out there, is trying to spread the good word, right? Getting people to know, you're talking about, there are so many different ways that you can heal yourself. I loved what you said on a molecular level, just by using botanicals and vitamins and certain pathways. We won't get into that just yet.
There's so much science that I think people don't maybe know. They hear herbs and vitamins and stuff, and yeah, they work, but there's a lot of science behind there, studies that show, milk thistle and how it affects liver detox. There's actual studies, which is how I completely nerd out. I love reading that.
So that segues perfectly into my next question for you. What was it that sparked the idea? What was it when, Kayleigh was walking down the street thinking about the rabbit hole she was thinking about the night before and, complaining to the husband and, why can't we get Hank the help he needs? And what was it that sparked the idea of the organic dog shop?
So really it was Hank. Hank was the catalyst. He's our rescue pup. And when we brought him home from the rescue, he was kind of just a hot mess health-wise. He would break out. It's so sad. I mean, it's kind of funny to think about now because he doesn't deal with health issues anymore, but he would break out into like these welts, these hive-like welts. Like he would get them on his eyes. They would swell shut. He had allergies and gut issues and food sensitivities. He was just my poor little hot mess ball. And so because I spent all of my fun time researching health stuff, my brain just kind of immediately went into root cause detective mode for him. And I started, researching different pet supplements and diets and treats and all that good stuff. And the deeper that I was looking into these pet products, the more like kind of mad and frustrated I was getting because they're a lot of them are just, they're not well formulated. They don't use very good ingredients. And a lot of them were just, they looked really nice on the label, but they didn't even work. And I thought really, if I'm this overwhelmed and I actually know what I'm looking for, how is anybody else figuring this out to try to help their own dogs? So that's really kind of where the organic dog shop came from. Is I wanted to make the kind of shop that, I mean, I don't know if that's a little selfish, but I made the shop that I wanted at the time that I was looking for. And thinking that like if I wanted this kind of shop, maybe there are other people out there who would also like this kind of shop. So I really wanted a shop where everything was researched, every ingredient had a purpose, but also like me, because I'm into science, I wanted them to be able to learn as well.
Sure. It's awesome. I listen to that and I think, how many people are actually walking around, like you just said, that can't figure it out or don't have the time to figure it out, right? Who don't have the ability to start an organic dog shop. And we need more people like Kayleigh, like yourself, helping people get pointed in the direction of helping a dog like Hank. There's nothing more frustrating when you look at your best friend and you're just trying to figure out what is happening to you, man. And
they can't talk to us. It's like, gosh, I wish you had words so you can tell me how I can help you.
Yeah. And sometimes you get breeds like bulldogs who are just tough, right? And sometimes you don't even know they're hurting until it's to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on with him? And I really, truly just love working with people like Kayleigh in the Organic Dog Shop because everything that you believe in, Thorn Vet believes in. Education, for example, as you were walking down that street thinking, man, I am going to start my own shop that I would want. Did you at the moment think, man, I'm going to help as many people as I can? Or was it simply, I'm going to start this for myself and hopefully be able to help just a few people?
Basically, when I had the idea for the Organic Dog Shop, I really wanted to create like a resource as well as a shop because I wanted to put out information out there that I wish was also available for me. Like not just the shop, not just the products. Like I wanted to put out educational resources to be like, oh, how can I help my dog who's struggling with allergies? Because it's a lot more than just products. It's lifestyle stuff. It's environmental, like
diet.
What's in the water, like clean water, clean air. So I really just kind of wanted to tie it all in together and say like, yes, it's a shop, but also I've been that overwhelmed pet parent trying to make like the right decisions, but feeling completely lost. Like I don't know where to start. And there's so much noise in the pet health space. And a lot of it sounds really good, but like when you're digging deeper, like I like to do, a lot of it just kind of falls apart or it's ineffective or, there's not science behind it. And I like the science behind it. And I never wanted the Organic Dog Shop to be a place where people just add things to their cart, because the label looks nice. There's cute little puppies on it. It's got fun colors. I wanted pet parents to understand what they're buying and why it works.
Yeah, not, it's that cliche, knowledge is power, right? Is making the best decision available for you, and I just like listening to stories, inceptions of businesses. It's always so personal, the start of a business. So, it's a great answer. And you put so much emphasis on education. It's a very central part and core part of your business, as you've just explained. How do you go about figuring out what to carry in your shop?
There's a lot of OCD and there's a lot of obsession and like obsessively research. Like I look into things a lot more than probably most people think, and probably more than other shop owners. I'm looking at like ingredient quality and the sourcing. I'm looking for the nutrient form and its bioavailability? Is it in a form that our dogs can use? I'm looking at therapeutic dosing. Like, is the dose in a high enough amount that it's able to move that needle health-wise? Formulation synergy, like, do the ingredients blend well together and they're like in a mix that really makes sense? And a big one for me is I'm very much into manufacturing practices. And if a company has third-party certifications, because I'm a skeptical person by nature. I don't really trust people in general. So I want proof. Like, show me the proof that your company and your product does and has inside what it says it does.
Love it. I mean, you certainly need that as a business owner, right? Just operating a business, you always want to be on point and upfront with customers. One of the things that Kaylee is probably talking about, and we're not going to zoom in, but it's that NASC certification that every bottle of Thorn Vet has.
That's why I love working with brands like Thorn Vet, is because that NASC certification, it's a neutral third party has come in and verified that you're following really strict quality control. You're testing for contaminants. And I as a consumer, as a shop owner, I know what's on your label is exactly what is in the bottle. And I think that level of transparency and quality, I believe, should be the gold standard.
Yeah. So don't we all wish that and hope that? For those that don't know, the NASC stands for National Animal Supplement Council, of which Thorn Vet was a founding member 20 years ago, oddly enough. But as Kaylee stated, the one thing that we all need to be wary of in the pet supplement industry and animal health is it's a lot more like the Wild West than human products. Human products are all, have FDA regulations and a lot of different things that they need to abide by. You could even say that about animal pet food. They abide by different things than supplements. So when shopping for supplements, you just need to be very, very careful on what you're getting. To Kaylee's point even earlier, sometimes doses, it's like they didn't even take a thing. It's like, here, just take this for no reason whatsoever.
It in there and like, look at us, we're carrying curcumin, and it's like such a tiny amount, like that's not going to do anything, but it looks really good on the label.
Sure, 100% does. And so always be looking for the NASC labels. And again, it's a sign of how well Kaylee runs her own business and the importance of always being upfront with your customers. That's one reason we love Kaylee. We know that, when we send product to the organic dog shop, we know that her customers are getting the best experience they possibly can. We do not mind that they are at the organic dog shop when, they could be at another website that we try to police the best we can, but sometimes we don't know who's buying what from us. But we love helping organic dog shop out because we know exactly what Kaylee's going to do for those customers. Not just help them with education, but also exactly what the formulas do. What are some of your favorite supplements of Thorn? Real quick, shameless plug.
So longevity, hands down. I geek out so hard over longevity. I think it's one of the only pet supplements I've seen that it's bringing over human longevity science into the dog world. And I feel like the pet space is so far behind when it comes to healthy aging. And to see a product like this, where it's boosting NAD levels and it's turning on sirtuins, which are so cool because they help regulate inflammation and aging. It's a product that's not just adding years to our dog's life. It's adding life to those years, which I think
Say that again. Say that again, Kaylee. That was an awesome line. I'm going to write that down. Would you seriously say it again?
So it's not just adding years to our dog's life. It's adding life to those years.
Oh, man. I should put that on our tagline for longevity.
There's a clip for you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's such a good point, though, right? Like, you know, sometimes when you think of longevity, you think of your 70-year-old parents and, you know, what they've done to get to that point and maybe what you could do different to be, you know, in better shape. But that's certainly a good point. If you start using it even as a 2-year-old pup.
Oh, I recommend puppies even, like honestly starting earlier the better. It's because it's really working on those longevity pathways, which, I mean, yes, it does a lot of good for senior dogs and older, but it can really be transformational, even younger dogs. Like I give it to my dog. Technically he's a senior, he's 8, but I do recommend it a lot for younger dogs too.
Dr. Keith is going to love hearing that. For all you guys know Dr. Keith, that's his formula. In fact, you know, we've actually had more international inquiries on longevity than any other products combined.
It's a one-of-a-kind product. I was obsessed when it came out, and I tell everybody it's the best of all supplements of all time. It's my favorite.
I love it. Good answer. That's awesome.
Also, Peaceful Pet. I'm a huge fan of Peaceful Pet. I think there's very few. It might be the only one the Organic Dog Shop approved that is a calming supplement that goes like beyond herbs. Like obviously it has really awesome herbs like passion flower, but it also has L-theanine, which is my all-time favorite amino acid. I myself take like 5 pounds of L-theanine a day, but it helps Hank specifically. He's got a nervous disposition, but it helps him calm, but be like alert. So it's not sedating, which I really like. And it's helping like activate those alpha brainwaves, which I think is so cool. So it's not just like a temporary chill pill. It's like helping him long-term. I give it to him every day. Just have more of a regulated nervous system long-term.
Yeah. And it's interesting you mentioned that. A lot of the times we do get messages at support at thornvet.com where people do ask, does this make our pets drowsy? And absolutely not. Not at all. In fact, I give my dog March. I want to have him on the podcast one day, but I'm not sure how that'll go. But he takes it every day, but I double it on 4th of July. Plays it like we've got in the town. Yeah. Like the town I live in, we're doing, they call it Vineyard Days, where they just do fireworks, and it just does not go over well with my dog. And I tell you, you give him Peaceful Pet, it still does not go over with him well, but you can tell that he'll sit on the couch next to us and relax. And I tell you, 2 years ago, before he came out with this product, he would run upstairs and hide under the bed.
That's great. I double his dose for 4th of July. For New Year's here, people set off fireworks for an entire month. So it's a fun July.
Yeah, longevity and peaceful are two of my favorites too. That's awesome. So what would be your take, Kaylee, on the supplement industry for pets and on online retailers like yourself? What do you think the future holds?
Honestly, like you said, it's really the Wild West out there. There's very, very little regulation, and companies can say their supplement has whatever they want to with no proof. They can sell supplements made in a basement or a kitchen, which I've seen. Yeah, it's one of my pet peeves, but that regulation also means that there's a lot of products that are underdosed. They're using cheap ingredients. They're just ineffective a lot of the time, and they can still sell a lot because they have good marketing. Sure. And that also I don't love, but I get it. I think parents feel so overwhelmed.
Yeah. And on top of that too, you deal with price points, right? Like sometimes I remember when we first spoke and, our prices are more expensive than some. And the reason is for what Kaylee just said. We're not making it in our basement. We're not finding turmeric from, some guy in Jersey. And, we're sourcing from the most reputable places we can. It's one of the things that we focus on a lot at Thorn is we really, truly we'll switch ingredients on a different lot if we feel like we can find a better one. And that's hard to find. Again, we can harken back to what we talked about a little earlier with the NESC as well. That's one marker that you can find and check off a lot off your list, right? If we just went through an audit and, it's substantial. One of the things we also pride ourselves in, and I'm sure Kaylee does this as well, if we have a product that isn't going to help, or maybe we don't have something, we will point you in the direction of someone we trust to help, because our main goal is to heal animals. Our main goal is to help dogs like Hank and dogs like March, and really try to educate the best we absolutely can with people like Kaylee helping us out. One of the things, Kaylee, that we love most are those customers, the people that we work with, the people that we get to know and meet, and that's not just in the industry. I'm just talking about the regular old person who has their best friend animals around the house. And that is what makes business in this job worth it to me. It is a joy when you hear about, a dog that has sundowners, who takes canine cognitive, who's, looks like he was 2 years, or a dog like Hank, or a dog like, I could go down a list. And I know that you, Kaylee, a lot of your day is spent working with those customers and direct messaging and trying to help and give the most advice that you can possibly. Talk to me about some of your customers. Give some shout outs to the people that you love most. Not that you don't love everybody, but talk to us about your customers and how you interact with them.
Yeah, I've been really blessed to have such a supportive community behind the organic dog shop. I've had a lot of support and love. Some people have been with me since I first opened the first month. People like Ashley, Non, and Hannah, and Reva, and Shannon, and Stacy, and Cass, Mackenzie, Annie, even and it's almost to the point now where I consider them friends at this point. But it all started, having Ashley, her dog Suki had really bad arthritis, and she messaged me that first month that we opened, just kind of not sure where to start, looking for some assistance, some guidance in terms of would there be any products that would help her. And so I worked with her to kind of just build a little gentle, simple support plan. We did thorn bed joint support, and we did phytoprofen, were two actually really main ones. Some gentle lifestyle tweaks. And honestly, a few weeks later, she'd messaged me saying, she hadn't seen her move that comfortably in a really long time. And it's things like that really just kind of light me up, and keep me.
I could see you. Look, you're lighting it up right now just talking about it.
It's the best part. It's not just offering a product. Yes, we're a shop. Yes, we sell things, but it's helping bring real relief and happiness back to their dogs. That is just the best.
I couldn't say it any better. And, I recognize almost all those names that you said just because of working with you and socials and seeing everybody. We love all the support. We love the community. And just listening to you, that's really what makes it all worth it. And especially when you do, I remember 5 years ago when we started running Thorn Vet, and it was just me before we started growing, and I would give my cell phone to customers. And to this day, I still have people call me, 5 years later, that I truly consider friends, and just love helping them out. And it might just be a simple call as letting them know, how their dog's doing, or even checking them up on mine, and I think that's how community grows. And I love the name Organic Dog Shop, right? It could mean so many things. It could mean ingredients, but it could also mean organic friendships. It could mean, organic relationships. It could mean so many different things from inception to end. And the thing about a dog is it's so fun to love them because they're so lovable all the time. And so when you start this journey with somebody like a Suki, and you can see them go from point A to point Z and watch that transformation, it just makes life fun, especially when you're working and you're able to see those transformations. It's I love it. I love it.
I agree.
Yeah. And I just really appreciate all our customers out there, but especially the ones like the Suki and, your customers that are out there talking about Thorn Vet and Organic Dog Shop and saying, check this out and go find this, and always trying to help, those people that have the same needs that we had a couple of years ago before we found it. So I love it. Is there anyone else you want to say hi to before we move on? I love giving shout outs. Shout outs are awesome.
I mean, those are really some main ones that have stuck through me. I could go through I
bet you could, right? There's probably like 100 other people. If we're forgetting you, we love you, everybody.
I'm sorry. I don't do under pressure. So if I forgot you, I love it.
At the end of this, we could probably thank everybody, and I'd forget my wife. And then I'd be like, oh, you know what I mean? So,
I know my poor husband, he's like half of Todd's.
Hey, what about this guy? Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm sure, let's, I really think that your business is, I think there are a lot of shops out there, to your point, but I've seen more come and go, put it that way, right? Like I've seen a lot more try and not succeed for various reasons. I would think one of them, most in my opinion, is not knowing rabbit holes like you do, Kaylee, and not knowing a product that you're selling. It just slapping a label on there doesn't make you an expert. And I tell you what, you sound like an expert to me. It's been fun for me on this podcast so far just to listen to you, because we have talked, but and over the years in ordering and whatever else, but you certainly sound like a pro to me, and it's very impressive.
I'm just passionate. I'm a passionate pet parent who loves to research and go down these, PubMed rabbit holes, and I like to share what I learned. Maybe it helps somebody else. I think it would have helped me back when I was trying to find answers.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And so to wrap it up, let's, what would sets you apart from all the boutique stores out there? Why is someone, when we say goodbye on this podcast, going to go, man, I am checking the Organic Dog Shop out ASAP? What would you say?
I think at its core, the Organic Dog Shop isn't just a pet store. I really like to think, and I really like to hope that it's a resource, but also a community. What sets it apart is how deep I go behind the scenes. I don't just carry a product or something because it's popular and it'll sell. And I actually don't carry a lot of really popular brands. I only carry something because I've scrutinized every detail. I've asked every question, and I feel 100% completely confident in giving it to my own dog, Hank. I wanted the shop to be different. I want people, when they visit the Organic Dog Shop or they visit my Instagram page, that they feel supported and not sold to. I want them to feel like they've learned something and that they're part of something. And I think that's why building a community around the shop has been really important to me, because really at the end of the day, we're all just trying to do the best we can for our dogs. And I think when we have access to better information, we can really do better.
I could not have said it better myself. I echo everything you said. And I truly appreciate your time today, Kaylee. I would tell everybody listening to this, and we really do appreciate your audience. When this comes, yeah, and
community is great.
Yeah,
number one community in the world.
Number one community for sure. Go to our YouTube as well, and you're already following Kaylee. And anybody that's not following Kaylee, follow Kaylee. And it's like I'm hoping that we have Kaylee back on in 6 months, 8 months from now, and we can talk about, the new digestive enzymes that we're hopefully going to have out here in the foreseeable future, of which Kaylee was a big proponent. And to be completely honest with you, was one of the reasons we decided to move it up in our production schedule, was the Organic Dog Shop said they wanted it. And we were like, you know what? Let's give Kaylee what she wants. Yeah, that's a podcast exclusive for sure. But yeah, everybody, please enjoy the podcast. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Follow us on YouTube, on Instagram, on the Facebook, and follow Kaylee as well. We truly do love the community that we've had here. Kaylee, do you want to say anything else before you wrap it up, or are you good?
No, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for letting me be anxious while this is my first time on a podcast. So
I think you've done absolutely wonderful.
Being with better friends.
All right. We're going to wrap this episode up. We want to thank Kaylee and the Organic Dog Shop for being here with us. Hopefully you've learned a lot. Go visit her Instagram, be watching for upcoming promotions and collaborations we're doing. And I'm Alex Pearson. And remember, pets are the best.